Hey guys, Shizzy here, and oftentimes while I'm live streaming Yu-Gi-Oh over on my Twitch page, people will come into my chat saying that they're getting back into Yu-Gi-Oh for the first time and they're not too sure what to buy. So I kind of wanted to give some insight on what I would buy if I was coming back into the game. So this is going to be the top 5 cards that every new Yu-Gi-Oh player should purchase. And there's going to be budget options included in some of these for players that don't want to shell out as much money on the game as some other people. So with that being said, let's just hop right into number 5, which is going to be Dark Ruler No More or Forbidden Droplet. So Dark Ruler No More is going to be the budget option here. Both these cards generally fulfill the same purpose of negating your opponent's entire board, giving you access to clear it and then set up your own negates or to push for game. The reason why I would prefer Droplet is because lots of decks like having cards in their graveyard, which Droplet can do by sending cards from your hand or side of the field to the graveyard to negate monsters on your opponent's side of the field equal to the ones you send. And you can also do damage to your opponent. With Dark Ruler No More, after you resolve it, your opponent takes no damage for the rest of the turn. So they both fulfill the same purpose, but Droplet can play around cards like Artifact Scythe because it's a quick play which can be used whenever during the turn, not just during the main phase like Dark Ruler No More can. And it's just overall better with the way quick plays work. So if you can afford Droplet and want to spend the money on it, I would definitely get Droplet over Dark Ruler No More. But you should definitely have one of these two cards in your side or main deck for going second. So coming in at number 4 is going to be Borrelsword Dragon or Access Code Talker. Access Code Talker is the preferred option here as it is a much more powerful card than Borrelsword Dragon is, and it has almost pretty much replaced it in every meta deck. Its effect to be able to blow up cards on your opponent's side of the field is very useful for when you want a safe push to do damage with or to clear their board out, while Borrelsword only really helps with pushing the damage for game. But these are cards that you're going to want to have in your extra deck because they can help close games out of nowhere before your opponent gets a chance to get back into the game. So coming in at number 3 is going to be Infinite Impermanence or Effect Veiler. So both of these cards are fairly cheap, with Impermanence being $10 a copy for the cheapest copies, but that's still kind of on the pricier side when Effect Veiler kind of does the same thing. They're both used to interrupt your opponent during their turn as general negations for the monsters on their field, but Impermanence gets the edge out of these two cards as it can be used to negate cards during your turn. It can be set going first as an extra form of interruption, or it can be used from your hand to bait a negate from a card like Baronne de Fleur, or it can also be used to negate Artifact Scythe so you don't get locked out of your extra decks. While Effect Veiler can only be used during your opponent's main phase, Imperm has way more uses, but they both pretty much do the same thing. So definitely consider having one, if not both of these cards in your deck somewhere. So coming in at spot number 2 is going to be the spell and trap removal in the game. So Twin Twisters, Cosmic Cyclone, and Harpy's Feather Duster. You could also put Lightning Storm here, but that's a little bit more on the pricier side when these cards can do just fine. So spell and trap cards are extremely powerful in modern Yu-Gi-Oh still, and you need to have cards in your side deck to have 4 floodgates like Rivalry of Warlords. There can be only one in Goes and Match. Also Mystic Mind, which just helped Sky Striker win a YCS. So you need spell and trap removal in your deck so you don't lose to games to cards like these. So while these cards are all pretty affordable, definitely consider having all 3 of these cards in your collection to use to get rid of spell and traps that your opponent may have that may be problematic for you. And the last card in the list that you should definitely own is Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. So hand traps are very important for the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! To stop your opponent from trying to do their combos or get started or stop their follow-up. They're very good. Ash Blossom is one of the best. It interacts with your opponent's deck, so if they try to special summon from the deck, add a card from the deck to the hand, or send a card from the deck to the graveyard, is very, very powerful. Pretty much every deck wants to do something to this capacity, and Ash Blossom is the perfect thing for that, as you can't always Imperm or Veiler one of the cards that want to do these. So Ash Blossom is very important. It's not always in the format. Cards fall in and out of the format often when they're not very relevant or they're easy to play around, but Ash Blossom always seems to find its way into a deck and is very, very good. It's more on the expensive side of being around $30 for a copy for the cheapest copy, but this card is very powerful and can be turn ending versus a lot of decks in this game. So if there's any card on this list that you should buy, definitely consider buying Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring first and then kind of working your way around what you think you'll need. So that's pretty much it for these cards. There are way more cards that you should own. Maybe I'll get into them at a later point. I just don't like making my videos too long. I don't like making them too short. So I want to talk about 5 cards that I think are very good and that everybody should own. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you agreed. Is there anything that you think that I left off? If so, leave a comment and maybe I'll put it in the next video. Maybe we can do another one of these some other time. So thanks for watching, everybody. Leave a like, subscribe if you enjoyed the video, comment